Hey there, everybody. It's Fred Thomas at AD Bikes. I hope you're doing fine, and I'm sorry to be a stranger. This is a long overdue AD Bikes tech talk on how to upgrade the brakes on your TT Carbon. But before I dive into that, AD Bikes is the modern face of Austro Daimler Cycling and the bike company of the future. And one way that we are different from all the other great bike companies that are out there is that we have this program called the AD Bikes Conversion Program. And this allows you to turn all of your old bikes and components and wheels and accessories, racks and trainers, all that stuff into a credit towards a new AD bike or into cash that you can use to get new wheels or groceries or whatever. It's a very effective way to create serious value, especially when you pair it with the promotions that we run. And it's also a very powerful way to justify to yourself or to the Ministry of the Interior that another bicycle is needed, especially when you've got three or four that are already in the garage. You can say, look, this 80 bikes comes in, but three bikes go out. So algebraically, we're getting at this n plus one, but we're adding x or less x plus y. So n plus one minus x plus y. Do the math, or if you have trouble with the math, let me know. I'm standing by to help with that. No more math. Enough of that. We got to talk about how to upgrade the brakes on your TT Carbon. Brakes are important because you got to stop. You may not want to, but if you can stop well, it gives you more confidence to ride fast. And so if you've got TT Carbon, you'll know that they come with brakes. It is this type here. These are post-mount cantilever brakes. I've never had any trouble with them, but I did notice that over time they get harder to adjust, and also, as wheels and tires have gotten wider, it just becomes more and more tricky to get the wheels and the tires in there and set the brakes just so. And only recently did I just upgrade my TT Carbon to wider rims, Alto 3T, what was it, CT310 disc in the back and a CT80 up front. These are wide rims, and I'm running 25 millimeter tires. I had to get new brakes, so I went with Tektro or TRP. Those are that's the brand that comes with the frame, and they have all sorts of brakes out there that have a clearance for wide tires all the way up to 39 millimeters. And the two models that I used, and I'll put them in the notes, is the T551 for the rear and the T750 for the front. And all you got to do is get them on there. And the adjustment that is required is you've got to turn the post into something that's going to accommodate a direct mount brake. So this is a direct mount brake. It goes directly, it comes with a screw, and it gets mounted directly onto the chainstay. Underneath, in this case, this is a rear direct mount brake, goes straight onto the chainstay. It's not post mount, so the adjustment has to be made. But fortunately, the basic technology is all the same. They're using the same bolts, the same screws and whatnot. They don't make radical changes. So fortunately, all you got to do is turn this post mount into this, and it's really simple. You just need a hacksaw and a vise. I mean, not everybody's got one hanging around, but you can bring it to a local bike shop, or your friend who's got this kind of stuff would be able to make this adjustment very quickly for you. You see here, that's what they look like before, after, before, after. Once you do that, it is really just a matter of you mount this in the chainstay with a 9mm wrench. It goes into the chainstay, and then the brake is going to be mounted on like so. The threading continues. Oops, sorry, I'm doing it backwards. Don't do what I say. Do what I do. Here we go. See? And this will be able to mount right in there. So that is that's what it takes. And I will show you this frame set that we've got behind here. Let's take a look at this. Now, what on this brake or on this bike, I've used the Shimano direct mounts. So you can use Shimano and you can use Tektro TRP, and the same adjustment needs to be made. And we did that here. If you can see, there is the modified post directly mounted. And you get it onto the fork, and you'll have to adjust the height of the brake pad. But in the front, you have to put the pad all the way up to the top of the arm, but it seems to work. And the great thing here is that these brakes, they have a lot of stopping power, and they're also a lot easier to adjust than the old post mount. You know, and they also got the on and off position, barrel adjuster. There's just a lot more flexibility with these things. You'll find that if you're running a 25mm tire and a 25mm rim, it's going to be a tight squeeze between the top of the tire and the top of the fork here. It's just the way it is. But it will work. It's probably going to depend on the model and brand of tire you're using. If you're using a tubular, make sure when you glue it on there that you take any excess glue that's already on the rim off of there. I don't know what will happen when you start using tubeless tires, because those tires can be a lot beefier. But I'm running a 25mm tubular tire up front on a 25, maybe even wider, 26, 27mm rim, and it works fine. It's a tight squeeze, but there's daylight, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters. So that is important to know. And now let's take a look at the bottom brake. You can see that. All right, does that stay in place? Yep. Same thing. You can see, look at the clearance that the Shimano brakes have. And there's a lot more clearance in the rear here, because you can position the wheel further back in the dropout. And it's the same exercise. You see there's the adjusted post. It's this without the post, just to make that clear. Right on. Okay. And this is the Shimano 5800. You could probably use 6800. Looks like you don't need a noodle. The brake cable comes out, goes straight over to here. This is your cable stop, and the wire goes into this arm here. I stopped using these flanges a while ago. They look cool, but they really restrict the amount of space you have to work with. And that's that. So you get these brakes on, you will be in control of your destiny, and that gives me anyway, a little bit more confidence to go fast, and keep the speed straight into the corners. And let's take a look at how the bike looks when you build it all the way up. Here you go. Here's an image of my bike. I'm going to let you look at that while I put my bike into the stand. All right. Anyway. Right. So you saw the image, and here's the real thing. We've got the, can't quite see the brake down there, but it's there. You can just see the front brake. And I've been inspired because I've been able to get out and ride the time trial bike this late into the season. The brakes have allowed me, the new brakes have allowed me to run these new Alto disc wheels, which are as fast as they look. And it's just inspiring me to get out there. And that's what I really like about this time trial bike, and is that it is a very practical, affordable time trial bike solution. I run mechanical, drivetrain on it. So it doesn't get expensive. I don't feel like I have to put Di2 or wireless shifting on there. You can if you want, but I'm only on this thing for 2 hours max, and that's once a year, if that. It once you put I'm running a 55 up front, 42 on the inside, and a 1123, and those gears allow me to get going, and there is no substitute for drifting down the road at 30 miles an hour on your time trial bike. It turns that 1 hour ride that you do every day into a 45-minute effort, and that's productive. And that is it. If you got any questions on how to do this, if you're doing it and you get stumped, let me know. Or if you've got some insights on how to put on the brakes or anything related to the brakes or the wheels, please let me know. I'd be fascinated to hear what you're doing. And if you got questions about the conversion program or getting yourself set up with a new AD bike, reach out to me on the phone or on email, and through all the social media platforms. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be in touch with you again soon.